My girlfriend demanded, "Give me your phone password or we're done." I said, "We're done then." She thought I'd cave. The block number proved otherwise. Her showing up at my door crying was unexpected, though. I'm a 28-year-old guy, and I'm a private person. Not secretive, just someone who believes in boundaries. My thoughts, my feelings, and yeah, my phone password. It's not about hiding things. It's about having a small digital line that says, "This space is mine." For 2 years, my girlfriend seemed to get that. Or at least, it never came up. We were having a normal Tuesday night, eating pizza and watching some dumb reality show. Everything was fine. She was scrolling through her phone, and then, out of nowhere, the mood just shifted. The air got heavy. She put her phone down on the coffee table a little too hard. "What's wrong?" I asked, pausing the show. She looked at me, her expression a weird mix of accusation and entitlement. "I need to see your phone," she said. It wasn't a question. I raised an eyebrow. "My phone? Why?" "No," she said, her voice flat. "I need to go through it. Give me your password." I just stared at her. The request was so out of left field. We'd never had trust issues. "You want to go through my phone?" "Why?" "Because I need to. For my own peace of mind," she said, crossing her arms. "My friends were saying how open their boyfriends are. They all have each other's passwords. It's what people do when they have nothing to hide." The manipulation was so blatant. "We aren't them," I said, keeping my voice even. "I have nothing to hide, but my phone is my private space. It's a principal thing. I trust you, and I expect you to trust me." Her eyes narrowed. "So you're saying no?" "I'm saying I don't think it's healthy or necessary in a relationship built on trust." She stood up then, a cold smile on her face, like someone who thinks they have the winning card. "Okay, I'll make this simple for you. Give me your phone password right now or we're done." The ultimatum hung in the air. I could see it on her face. She was so sure of herself. She expected me to panic, to give in because the threat of losing her would be too much. She saw this as a final move in a game I didn't even know we were playing. I looked at her, and the decision was surprisingly easy. She was using my love for her as a weapon. I picked up my phone. "Okay," I said quietly. Her smile widened. "Okay, so what's the password?" "No," I clarified, my voice calm and final. "We're done then." The shock on her face was immediate. Her jaw dropped. She sputtered. "What? You'd really end things over a stupid password?" "I was just testing you." "It was never about the password," I said, standing up. "It was about the ultimatum. You don't issue one unless you're prepared for the other person to choose the option you don't want." I walked toward the bedroom. "I think it's best if you leave." She followed me, her voice rising. "You can't be serious. You're throwing away 2 years because you're hiding something." I didn't answer. I grabbed my wallet and keys. As I opened the front door to leave for the night, I turned to her. "Lock the door on your way out." I went to a friend's place. The first thing I did was open my phone, go to her contact, and hit block. She thought I'd cave. The absolute silence that followed was all the proof she needed that I hadn't. The next 48 hours were a masterclass in manipulation from a distance. Since she couldn't reach me, the attacks came from her friends and family. A text from her best friend called me a controlling monster. A message from her sister, then her mom. Each one was acting off the script she had fed them. I blocked every number. I stayed at my friend's for a couple of days, and the whole situation felt off. Her demand wasn't just insecure, it felt desperate. The level of panic felt like an overreaction. It wasn't about trust. It was about something else. She wasn't trying to find something. She was trying to hide something. That thought kept nagging at me. I started thinking about her weirdly protective behavior with her own phone lately. Her recent shopping sprees where she'd come home with expensive bags, saying she was treating herself. The math didn't quite add up. We had a joint savings account for a down payment on a house. On a grim hunch, I logged into the banking app. My heart sank. Over the last 3 months, there had been a series of large withdrawals. Nearly $15,000 was gone, all transferred to her personal account. I started cross-referencing the dates. One of the biggest transfers, for $5,000, happened on a weekend she told me she was on a girls' spa trip. Another coincided with a week she claimed she was working late every night. The pieces were clicking into place. She wasn't worried about me cheating. She was terrified I'd find out she was stealing from us. The demand to see my phone was a desperate deflection to make me the bad guy before I had a chance to check the bank statements. It got worse. We also had a shared credit card, with me as the primary account holder. I logged in. The statement was a horror show. Charges at 5-star hotels, extravagant dinners, purchases from designer stores. Several of the hotel charges were from a boutique place downtown, near the office of her work husband, a guy she always swore was just a friend. She had been funding a whole secret life with our future. The anger I felt was cold and sharp. I took screenshots of everything. The bank transfers, the credit card statements, the locations, the dates. I saved it all. The game was over. A week later, I moved all my things out of the apartment while she was at work. I took only what was mine. I left my key on the kitchen counter along with a note informing her that I had paid the lease buyout fee. She was now the sole tenant, and that she would be responsible for the full rent moving forward. I figured that would be the end of it. I underestimated her audacity. 2 nights later, there was a frantic pounding on my new apartment door. I knew it was her. Through the peephole, I saw her face streaked with tears. It looked like a scene from a movie, but I knew the tears were just another tool. I opened the door, but blocked her entrance. "What do you want?" The sight of me, calm and unmoved, seemed to throw her. The crying intensified. "Please," she sobbed. "Can I just come in? We need to talk. I made a huge mistake. I miss you." "There's nothing to talk about," I said. "It's over. It was a test," she wailed. "A stupid, insecure test. I love you. Don't you see how much this is hurting me?" I almost laughed. "The only thing I see," I said, my voice dropping, "is the $15,000 you transferred out of our joint savings account." Her tears stopped. Instantly, her face went pale. The mask of the victim vanished, replaced by the face of someone caught. I was going to pay it back," she stammered. "It was for an emergency." "An emergency?" I said. "Was it an emergency at the Grand Hotel? Or at that ridiculously expensive steakhouse? You weren't just stealing our savings. You were running up thousands on a credit card that's in my name. That's not just a breakup offense. That's fraud." She stared at me, speechless. The full weight of her situation was finally hitting her. "You need to pay it all back," I said flatly. "Every cent. I have everything documented. You have 1 week. If I don't see a plan for a full repayment by next Friday, my lawyer will be filing a police report." I started to close the door. She put her hand out to stop it. "Please don't do this. You'll ruin my life." "You ruined your own life," I said, pushing the door until it clicked shut in her face. The day before my deadline, I got an email from her lawyer. It said his client acknowledged the debts and that her parents would be wiring the full amount. They wanted to resolve the matter amicably and requested I sign a document stating the debt was settled and I wouldn't pursue charges. The money appeared in my account the next day. I signed and it was done. I heard later what happened. Her affair partner's wife found out everything and filed for divorce. He lost his family and wanted nothing to do with my ex afterward. Her best friend, his wife, cut her off completely. My ex lost her boyfriend, her lover, her best friend, and her reputation. Her parents, mortified, had her move back home. She had to sell her expensive car and clothes just to make ends meet. Her demand for my password was a gift. It was a loose thread she pulled that unraveled her entire web of lies. She thought it was a power play, but it was really just a confession. She expected me to cave. Instead, I chose myself.